you like.
Maybe I can start vlogging right here.
Well, you have 10 minutes. So.
10 minutes.
I mean, you can be shorter if you want.
It's a very emotional issue we're going to talk about. I should have took, there was that many people here, I should have took about 20 Ritalin or smoked 2 joints of marijuana before I came here. I don't smoke marijuana, don't break my place. Okay, that's a humor. I'm here because of the issue of riding a bicycle around the city. I'm not one that just start talking about this issue just suddenly. I rode, in 1976, I rode a 10-speed bike around the Maritimes. I rode a 10-speed bicycle across Canada. In 1978, I rode a 10-speed bike from Halifax to San Francisco in California. And I have about 15 big scrapbooks home. I've got a book here if anybody wants to have a look at it, see if it's true. There's no problem. I fought hard in the mid-90s when Frank McKenna wanted to pass a law to have cyclists wear helmets. I said to myself, what's going to be next? Knee pads, elbow pads, knee pads. It's just going to continue for lobbyists to work for their company and make all kinds of money. At the end, you'll have to wear goalie equipment to ride a bicycle. But I had never expected that this issue here would get the police involved and go against the less fortunate in the city. I talked to David Allward, and we're in talks. I'm talking to him to have them put the age down to 16. New Brunswick and Nova Scotia and British Columbia are the only province that everybody has to wear a helmet to ride a bicycle. I'm not going to go with my stories, my problem I had, because the problems I've been having with the police with my bicycle has been going across Canada. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. But my beef really is the park patrol. I think we're the only city that has a bunch of youths riding a bicycle and going after people that's not wearing a helmet. I seen the park patrol. Somebody drove by fast by park patrol. They go so fast they just look and said, I can't be bothered. They see a person with a handicap. They just go there and say, okay, what's the problem? You're supposed to wear a helmet. Some people, they have mental illness. They get upset when they have these people, non-police. They say, what are you doing? Then a confrontation starts, then the police are called. I see one person, 2 police cruisers, and about 8 park patrol arrived because this guy wasn't wearing a helmet. I met 4 tourists last summer that were stopped on the trail because they weren't wearing a helmet. They were from Montreal, and they said they will never come back here again. We're losing a lot of tourists because of this. We're enforcing this cycling law on our trail. I seen hundreds and hundreds of kids riding a bicycle with no helmet, but everything seemed fine. We see them on the streets, we see them in the city, but they seem to be ignored. Constable Rick Money told Information Morning, Fredericton Information Morning, Terry Sagan, last night that families are not allowed to ride on the Westmoreland Bridge. On the walkway, decided they're not allowed. They have to go in the traffic. I found that disgusting, that the police force will force the families to go on the main bridge, on the Westmoreland Bridge. Then you get stopped and they say, okay, where's your helmet? I'm also an assistant, I'm not proud of it, but that's the way it is. I can't afford one. Well, they cost $10 at Walmart. Well, the one you're wearing is not from Walmart. The police or the park patrol are wearing a helmet that's worth about $250. And that's where single out people say, well, you could buy one. When they wear one that's a $10 helmet, maybe after that we could, wear one. And 2 facets, I know we got 10 minutes, there's so many issues. I see people, once the park patrol, they're done in September. I see more people exercising. Once the park patrol, that they're done in September, there's more people on our trail exercising. There's more people on our trail exercising in the spring before the park patrol starts. So this is supposed to be called Green City, but we're not allowed to exercise. I would suggest what we have to do is use a common sense, I'm almost done, a common sense approach. The police says, the bylaw says no bicycle on the sidewalk. If you see somebody riding a bicycle on Aberdeen Street, alone, nobody around, come on, why would you stop that person at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when there's nobody around? I say, like, the reputation, the city has a reputation of the less fortunate to be treated differently. We know what's going on, that the city never gave a cent to the shelter. In January, there will be a few panhandlers that's going to go to jail. Now, this is not the way to be. The less fortunate and the city should work together. All I ask is, being a green city, everyone should have the right to exercise. Now, I haven't rode a bicycle since my confrontation with the Fredericton police force about a year ago, and it shows. I gained about 15 pounds. But I haven't rode a bicycle since. There's a lot of people, the less fortunate, they cannot afford a helmet and they're not exercising. Now, if they stop and they say, okay, let's work together, we're going to buy you a helmet. Not the cheap one at Walmart. The same one that the police or the park patrol are wearing. So my point is, let's work together. That's the end of my presentation, and I wish I could say it in French. I could have another 10 minutes.
Anybody from the city have any questions? No?
Yes, for you, Steph, the use of a helmet, is that regulated under the motor vehicle plan? And I think I probably know the answer to that, but I'm just wondering if staff could comment on that.
Chief, go. Oh, there's Chief. Oh, yeah, no, I don't know what the heck I was thinking. We're not talking about the fire department. Sorry, go ahead.
Through you, Mr. Chair, Councilor Curtin, yes, Motor Vehicle Act and bylaw both have provisions that require cyclists to wear helmet. Helmet saves lives. It's been well established, and it's an important part of our pedestrian cycling safety, and we're saving lives, saving taxpayers' dollars, and responding to accidents. And
I have a follow-up question to Mr. LeBlanc. Thank you. Through you to Mr. LeBlanc. You started your presentation by talking about the age limit, and you thought 16 should be the cutoff. By that, did you mean that if you're over 16, you have a choice then not to wear a helmet?
Exactly. It's like down in Halifax, there was a kid that was preaching to the other students to wear a helmet, He had 72 stitches on his head. How did a person get 72 stitches from riding a bicycle? At the end, he was doing wheelies in the playground. Now, times have changed since we were younger. Now, you know, the bicycle, if you're in the playground, if you want to do wheelies, wear a helmet. But yes, answering your question, what I'm finding with the government is 18 years or less. If you want to really push it, wear a helmet. If I'm an adult, I should be able to my own discretion, I want to ride. We have a beautiful city here, and the 2 bridges, it's all flat. I walk around 2 bridges every night. But if I want to ride a helmet, I should be able to without wearing a helmet. But right now, 16 years and younger, that's what I'm pushing.
Now, I think we've extended, we have like a bylaw ourselves that extends it to the trails, right? I think that's what covers it. Yes. Okay, great. Eric?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Through Charles, a great presentation. You have some very valid points. Some food for thought, of course. But on the other side of the equation, I guess, from my personal experiences, I had a good friend, and he was hit by a car, and had to use wearing a helmet. He came out all right, he had some head injuries. He got up the next morning, and he thought he had a cold, so the doctor checked it out a couple days later. The doctor told him he was leaking brainstem fluid. And he went on to tell the doctor what the incident was, and he said, well, it wasn't for your helmet. I did not be confident. So there are both sides of the stories, but I guess there's, and some of the points you brought up, some things to think about, and I like your idea of working together.
There's no question about it, and somebody told me they were in Montreal last summer. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of cyclists cycling in Montreal with no helmet. I mean, all across Canada, they're not wearing any helmets, only British Columbia. And here in Fredericton, particularly here in Fredericton, they're pushing it, and they're putting the less person in jail, and I don't like it.
Okay. Well, thank you for your presentation.
If you got further more questions, I would just read my blog, go to Google, by Charles Lamar, and you'll see it. Thank you.